Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. My name is David Pendleton, and we are going to cover Vineyard Acres, hole number 9, which is a very long par 5, currently in tour number 8. So this is the last hole in the Vineyard Acres series, and this is one I'm going to show you a couple different type of replays on. So here's the structure of this video so you know what to expect. I'm going to show you just a couple different drives, because we're going to be laying up on the fairway every single time. And then shot number 2, we are just really trying to take our sniper and hit the ball as far as possible to get beyond the tree line. If we can get beyond the tree line, we're going to win the hole. And then that shot to pin, the shot number 3, is played at 10% elevation. Here's the thing with this hole is you're really never going to make it to the green in 2 shots. So this is one that we can definitely win in regulation most times without ever having to go to a shootout, because opponents very rarely ever drop this hole. But you're going to see how often that I do, and I'm going to teach you how. So if you're not a subscriber, please become one. That would be awesome. Please hit the thumbs up please hit the thumbs up button on the video if you like my content. And here we go. Let's hop into the replays. So this is going to be your drive most of the time, and I just wanted to show you this one because this is about as bad as the wind gets. You're going to notice here that every replay is with a navigator ball. It is the only ball that I use on this course, and it's pretty much the only ball that I use in tour number 8. If you would like to know more about that, click on the description below and check out the link to my tour 8 strategy video, in which I talk about ball value and clubs and all that kind of stuff. So we are just looking to get the ball up the fairway, as high up the fairway as possible, without ever rolling into the rough, okay? Never roll into the rough, because if you do, you're not going to be able to take the third shot that I want you to be able to take. So you're going to see here, this is 8.5 mile per hour wind, more headwind. We are adjusting this shot at 10% elevation. And even in that nasty headwind there, you saw that I didn't overpower my shot too much. I just took a normal shot. And again, I don't want to push it too hard because I don't want to go into that rough at the top. So there's 2 pretty nasty headwind shots for you. You know, the crosswind and the tailwind, they're pretty much going to play the same. Of course, if you get a direct tailwind, you know, you want to really lay off that top spin. As you can see here, I do have an extra mile 8. And I'm not even utilizing the 6 bars of topspin. I'm barely even using 4 bars of topspin, which would be equivalent to your extra mile 6 and 7. Extra mile 6 is what I started tour number 8 with. All right, so you can see here, we're just pushing this ball. We're getting that nice fairway roll, and we always land on the fairway. That's going to bring us into shot number 2. Shot number 2, we play at no elevation. Now, you can see my opponent there is stuck in the rough, so we have to take advantage of that. This is 5 mile per hour, almost direct headwind. So I moved my target back on the screen so that I could pull my rings and properly adjust my shot. Never eyeball your shot. Always adjust properly. Always leave room to do so. And like I said, what we want to do is we want to get this ball beyond the tree line. Now, another mistake that I see opponents do is every once in a while, somebody will swap their bags to bring out the big dog. I don't recommend doing that unless you are extremely confident you're going to win the hole in regulation without going to a shootout. You are much better to always take your sniper to a shootout than you ever are a big dog. So just keep that in mind. I would never swap out clubs on this hole just in case you don't win it. So here's another really nasty wind. And this is me just really showing people that even with the navigator in, you know, let's call it almost 10 mile per hour headwind, you can still accomplish what you want to accomplish on this hole. You can see our opponent is stuck in the middle of the fairway. He's nowhere close to getting past the tree line. We even hit a great shot to the right. And we are still able to get ourselves clear of the tree line with a direct route to the hole. So even in nasty wind, we're able to get there with the navigator. As long as you know what you're doing, and as long as you just adjust your shot properly, you're going to be able to get this done. And I know that most people watching this video aren't going to use a navigator. You're going to use things like Titans and Katanas, and that's even going to make this even easier for you to get past these trees. which is going to keep the general strategy alive. So here we go, 8.7 mile per hour, headwind mixed with crosswind. We're adjusting the shot again at 0% elevation. We use the overpower. We hit a perfect ball. And as you can see, again, even with high wind, past the tree line with a direct shot to the pin. So here we go. We're playing against Nate. It's always best to try to take this shot with your short iron. So whatever short iron you use, I recommend the Thorn. But this shot here is played at 10% elevation. And as you can see here, I'm at the +2 yard mark. So anytime I'm in this range, I always play it just at max distance of my club. Because any further up, pushing that Thorn, you see it's going to switch to my Goliath. Of course, hitting a perfect shot is going to be crucial. But as long as you adjust correctly, this ball is going to go in the hole more times than not. All right, so here's a better wind for us. So we're playing Chubbs here. We're getting tailwind, and you're going to see here that with tailwind, we're always utilizing full topspin no matter what on this hole. Push back up to max to get your distance back. Always a good thing to do after you adjust your shot on this hole is pushing back up to max so you get max distance on your sniper approach. But you can see here the ball really takes off in tailwind, and we're even in the shadow area, which is a great spot to be on this hole. So now we're taking the shot to pin against Chubbs. You can see that I'm checking the distance of my club to see if I'm at max, min, or mid. You'll notice here that I'm always using backspin to get myself good ball control with approach towards the pin. Again, 10% elevation. Perfect ball. And we get a nice drop into the cup for another eagle. So we'll show you more of these, and then I'll show you here a couple of videos of what happens if you get yourself in a little bit of trouble. So now this is a much harder shot. We're getting 9.5 mile per hour direct headwind, but you can see that I'm still able to use backspin, and there is a little glitchy spot on the green, so you want to make sure you stay away from that. As you see my ball guideline jumping around, you want to make sure that when you take this shot, you have a very good smooth area to work with. Perfect ball. And even in that wind, we're able to get this ball to drop. Most opponents will not eagle this hole. Pretty much every eagle that you see here is a win in regulation without having to go to a shootout. So this one's a little bit more tailwind here. And I would say, to keep in mind, I've only been working on saving replays for the past couple weeks, and I really encountered this hole quite a bit, which is why I have so many replays. But you'll see here, how often we're able to pick up this eagle. This is a smooth roll to the pin, dead center for the win. All right. So every once in a while, you're not going to get the distance with your sniper, and you're going to have to take the shot with your long iron. But we pretty much play it the same way. We use the backspin. We aim at pin. I don't think I dropped this one, but I think it's pretty close. Oh, sorry. Well, I lied. We do get that in the hole with the Goliath. So you can see that it plays the same as the Thorn. Just 10% elevation is the key, and always to know where you're at with the distance of your club. That's what's going to separate, dropping the shot or leaving it right at the pin. I don't really think we need to see any more of these, but I think we get the gist here. All right, so every once in a while, you're going to get some pretty nasty shots, right? Not every shot you're going to hit is going to work out. So this one, you can see I'm way down here on the fairway. I probably just clipped the rough or something on my second shot. I probably hit a great shot with my sniper and just messed up. So what you need to do if you're in this situation, you can see the trees are getting in my way. I don't have a direct shot to green. And you can see here that my club length is going too far if I just take this shot. So what we have to do here is use quite a bit of backspin and use side spin to the right. And what you want to do is you want to get to the point right here where you have a developed ball guideline. We're not going to worry about pulling our rings. We're just going to want to make sure we have a ball guideline developed, but as close to the tree area as possible without the tree branches getting in our way. From here, we take a max curl to the right, and you just have to kind of feel like where you need to release this ball at. Obviously, we're not trying to hit perfect. We're trying to slice the ball around the trees. As you can see here, the trees are nowhere close to getting in our way. And really, we just want to land the ball on the green. I'm not looking to make this shot. I'm just looking to save my hole and go to a shootout if necessary. Same thing here, another situation where just didn't get the distance. I must have hit a bad drive. Maybe my drive ended up in the rough more than likely. So I had to use a Nirvana or something to just get myself onto the fairway. But again here, you can see max curl to the right and just kind of slicing the ball around the trees. And we end up on the green. Anywhere on the green is fine, and we're just looking to save our hole. So that's what happens if you get yourself into a little bit of trouble on the drive and you just hit a bad shot. Please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up button. Thank you so much for watching, and that's going to conclude tour number 8, Vineyard Acres.